All right, we back. Welcome to another episode of the Xevi Had a Problem podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere they show podcasts. Shout out to my sister / producer, Menda. She's going to be coming along this journey with us, blah, 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 blah. And we'll start with David. Man, David. If you don't know David, he is a singer-songwriter. I don't know if he's a songwriter, but that sounds right. Singer-songwriter, it sounds...
I could check that.
I don't think it's a big deal. But regardless, a bigger deal is they found a body in bro's trunk.
Oh, that is a bigger deal.
Yeah. It's a bigger deal. Let's just get right to the meat of it. Now, if you don't know David, he sings songs like Romantic Homicide. And
that's the irony. Okay.
It's a coincidence. Yeah,
it is a little Shakespearean.
Yeah. What's Shakespearean mean? You can't just be saying stuff.
No, it's because it's so hard for me to explain.
Yeah, but it sounds like you use it right.
Yeah, it's like
so sure
just
you use it
poetic
right.
tragedy.
Okay.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Ironic.
Yeah,
I can just say ironic, but that's Shakespeare and ironic are not the same thing. Before y'all jump me in the comments, I'm just saying.
No. My sister's smart.
It's Shakespearean and ironic.
Yeah. Okay. It's so yeah. It's a Shakespearean event. It's very Shakespearean. Yeah, Romantic Homicide. And he has another song that was very, very popular. The feeling. I
don't know any of these songs that you're saying.
Like, ooh. Y'all know the song. You don't know the song? It was like very popular on TikTok. You're not going to know it. Anyway, regardless, he's a popular singer. He's made some very big hits. Now, here's what you got to understand. Oh, you know what I want to say? David had a problem. I be forgetting that's what I be saying. You know what I'm saying?
He said the thing.
David had a problem. They found a body in a trunk of a car that's registered under his name. To be more specific, okay? So David's on tour. And while he was on tour, there was a Tesla registered in David's name. And people smelled a foul odor coming from that vehicle. Now, they reported it to the police, but it seems the police didn't do anything about it. This is in Los Angeles, LAPD. My sister and I were from LA, so we'll tell you right now. Oh, Lord, this story sounds very factual. LAPD ain't do nothing about it. Look, I don't know about police all around where you're from watching this podcast, but the LAPD... Boy, you call them, they're going to be like, we get back to you on that. Matter of fact, they might not pick up. They'd be like, boy, we watching a game right now.
They're literally the stereotype, like holding the donut belly. Like,
it is
they don't be doing anything.
Absolutely wild. Side note, my car got hit one time. I had to do the investigation my damn self because I'm, reporting to the police. I'm talking to them, all that. It's been a year at this point. I'm like, yo, what's going on? She's like, damn, bro, like, you keep calling. I'm like, bro. Can you find out who hit my car? She's like, okay, why don't you just talk to the detective? I go over, I meet the detective. Boy, chilling, wearing his Sunday outfit, eating, no exaggeration, eating a foot-long sandwich. Chewing on that, boy. He said, man, I went over, I found the person who hit your car. I said, great. He said, yeah, I went over to their house. I knocked on their door and they ain't answer. I said, all right.
Thanks, Tim.
He said, all right. Like, what you want me to do? Kick her door down? Damn.
Yes.
Like, I said, well, what am I going to do? He said, I don't know. On everything, bro.
Meanwhile, the LAPD had a $3.2 billion budget last year.
Oh, my goodness.
So I feel like for that price, yes, break the door down or break me off something.
No.
Like,
I'm saying.
Those tax dollars, give me something that foot long.
Yeah.
At least.
I'm saying, give me like half.
Half or bust the door down.
Yeah. Oh, conclusion to the story, by the way, I did find the person that hit my car, and I may or may not have done a couple of illegal things to get my car paid for. But that's neither here nor there. So
Hawk her down?
No, I hawked her down. It was an old lady, too. Shout out mama, bro. But I said, girl, the police are looking for you. She said, what? I said, yeah. I said, I'm trying to hold them off. I asked them if I could just talk to you one-on-one personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, if you could just send me the money, I could just call the police and tell them it's all good. She's like, oh man, you know.
Wait, before y'all come from my brother's neck, it sounds crazy. It sounds like he's scamming an old lady. No.
It's not like that.
She did a hit and run on him and was trying to evade him for years.
No, yeah, she tried to evade me for like years.
Really damaged his car.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, you know, because she like left the note. I'm like, man, you know, you left the note. It was like a wrong number. I said, you left the note. I don't know if you put the like wrong number, the digits. She's like, oh, that's what I must have done. I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry you did that. I said, the police thought you was trying to scam. I'm trying to hold them off. She brought her son to the meeting and all that. And her son was like, you know, he's younger, so he's discerning. He's like looking at me like, so how did you get our number? I said, I got it from the police. No, I didn't, girl. Look, I found that thing on phonelookuper.com or whatever, or address lookuper, because the police officer, the detective, gave me the addresses and everything. He basically gave me the whole case. He gave me the whole thing. He's like, man, this is the address I found. This is the whatever. You know, he's like, do you?
He didn't give you a tip.
Yeah, man. So I go over to...
You did his job. You closed his case.
I did. I closed the case. I went to reverse lookuper, found her. But you know what I'm saying? Called her out. He said, where'd you find out? I said, the detective gave it to me. I'm trying to help you. Y'all don't got to do nothing. It's all good. We could just walk out right. He said, no. We'll pay you the money. I said, lickety split. 1999 Toyota Camry. Got $2,000. I didn't fix it up. This was 1999 Toyota Camry. Whatever. Regardless, what are we talking about?
I knew you were gonna say that. I was
you know what I'm saying?
Don't even ask me that.
David. So back to the story. Factual 101. They said, we smell a foul odor coming from the trunk of this vehicle. Multiple reports, LAPD says. What you want us to do? The car gets impounded. And the people who impounded the car, they said, yo, we smell a foul odor coming from this trunk. They called the LAPD. The LAPD said, oh my God, here they go again. All right, we're going to check it out. They go over it and say, oh, there's a body in here. Excuse me if I sound flippant. Now, I don't want to get into the details of the person they did found, because I feel like listing off facts, it just takes away from the humanity of it. And, you know, this is not my thing to do. But it was a woman. And, you know, they immediately figure out who the car is registered to. Again, it's David, singer-songwriter. So they hit up David, and again, he's on tour, and reports say that he's very cooperative with police, and you know, that's pretty much all they have at this time. You know, in my opinion, personally, it doesn't sound like David's like modus operandi. No, I'm not using that right.
I like the word though, but let me see. I like the word. But
yeah, look it up what that means. It just seems like it's not something that David would like do. Again, I don't really know David, but
oh wow, you actually use that correctly.
Really? Oh, that's great. Okay,
that's
so
MO.
Yeah, it doesn't seem, well, I guess technically he doesn't really have MOs because he's not like a serial so like he probably doesn't have an MO. He's probably just chilling.
I can't believe you knew that MO meant modus operandi.
Yeah. MO means modus operandi. I'm lying. I didn't know those two were connected. But if you put a multiple choice question for me, I might have got it. Regardless.
I feel like this day is already long.
Well, yes, facts. So modus operandi, that is his, that was his, what?
All right, let me just, in case you guys don't know, modus operandi is an individual's habit of working particularly in the context of business or criminal investigations, but also generally.
All I'm trying to say is it doesn't seem like something David would do. I don't know the man, but you know, he sings fun songs. There's more of a chance that somebody broke into his car and put the body in there. Again,
not because he looks like a fun guy.
No, did I say that? It's just chances. It's just, you know.
Because he sings some fun songs?
No. It's just like, what are the chances of this versus the chances of that?
I think Ted Bundy also carried a tune.
Did he really?
I think so.
Well, regardless, look, dude, if Ted is singing some fun songs, you got to look at that man's eyes, though, low key. Like, just because you singing some fun songs, like, don't mean, hey, look, some celebrities, some singers look like they might be on that. Like, all them singers from, like, the 60s, 70s, or, like, 80s or whatever, you can't tell me half of them didn't look like they was, you know, on the side, might have been people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, you could carry a tune, but look at David. We're going to pop a picture of David. Like, he looked like he just chilling. So I'm sure the police are doing the best that they can. I'm sure the LAPD is doing the best to their ability, but
that's not much, but
hey, come on now. True. But regardless, we don't know the details of the investigation just yet.
Is he like the first celebrity to like
catch a body?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Bro, why are you asking me? You got a computer.
Yeah, but you got your degree and you think you know everything.
Okay. All right, good clap back. You got that one. But let's figure that out. I'm actually curious too. I'm sure there's a few celebrities that, got in trouble for it. Oh, ain't O.J. Simpson a celebrity? Technically, he was
but I mean, like more like
acquitted, but
recent history.
Okay, like more recent people. There's actually a lot of celebrities that are involved in hit and runs.
That
Yeah, I saw like a whole list, and it was a long one.
A list?
It was too long. It's not like a list of 5 it was like 20 or something like that. Yeah, big names. People that were involved in hit and runs and celebrities that
ended in
yeah. I don't know if they all ended in people. I'm pretty sure the list was them and people. But why don't you look up something real quick?
Brandy, Laura Bush, Caitlyn Jenner, Howard Hughes.
Oh, so it's like a few people. It's like there's like lists.
Rebecca Gayheart.
Okay, so it's a list of like a lot of like celebrities.
It's just crazy that none of these people ever got charges. Like
none of those people got charges?
Yeah, it'll just be like a probation or like civil suits.
Wow, that is wild.
No convictions, pleading no contest, but suspended sentences. That's it.
That's wild. What a world. Speaking of what a world, or the world we live in, let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein and his BFF, Donald Trump, allegedly, right? So Donald Trump had a problem. Jeffrey Epstein got a book for his birthday called a birthday book. Okay, and in this book, all of his friends would send him letters, send him pictures, very incriminating looking pictures. Let's say like they had to like block out a couple pictures when they released the book, meaning, some people can't be seen. Maybe those people are of a certain age, So Jeffrey Epstein gets his book for his birthday, all of his friends in it. A letter from Donald Trump is in that book. Donald Trump says, no. That letter is fake. That's not my handwriting. I don't know who decided to put me in there. Problem is, Donald Trump has been seen in many pictures with Jeffrey Epstein, and they were close friends at one point. Donald Trump then says, no, I found out that Jeffrey was kind of weird, so I stopped being friends with him. Okay, listen to this timeline very quickly. When people were seeing pictures of Donald and Jeffrey Epstein together, saying that they're friends and buddies, this is like 80s, 90s, okay? This birthday book from Jeffrey Epstein was from 2002, okay? So 2003? Okay, so 2003. So at that point, it's a whole nother decade, the 2000s. They saying if you friends with Jeffrey at that point, you said you stopped being friends with him a long time ago. So that's why Donald Trump has to say, I was friends with him up to a certain point, and now he has to say that birthday book is a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because if he says, okay, I wrote in that birthday book, but that was the last time, and then I stopped being friends with him around 2005. That's too late, brother. That's too late. Because the thing is, around the 2000s area, around the early 2000s, that's when those Jeffrey Epstein's allegations started popping up. Yeah, it wasn't the 2010s. It wasn't like 2015 or close to 2020 when like it really hit the fan, when people really, really, really found out everything about Jeffrey Epstein. Early 2000s stuff was already coming out. There was supposed to be a Vanity Fair article of somebody alleging Jeffrey Epstein was doing all these things. In the birthday book, listen closely, in his birthday book, there's a letter from a very powerful individual that says, hey, by the way, that Vanity Fair article was supposed to come out about you. I'm the one who stopped it. So a bunch of powerful people are sending him letters, right? And it shows how much power these people have when they're able to stop whole articles about somebody. Like those are the people Jeffrey Epstein was friends with. He said, I shifted the article to something about Bill Clinton instead. Speaking of Bill Clinton, that man in the book too.
Whoa, one thing Bill Clinton's gonna do is pop up.
That man's chatting it up.
Bro, say Jeffrey Epstein's name 3 times, Bill Clinton's gonna pop up
like
a Jack in the Box.
Man.
Actually.
William, come on. He gonna pop up.
Yes.
They asked William to comment. He said, no comment. Like he said, I'm just not finna say a word. They asked all these powerful people to comment. They ain't comment. Donald don't have that luxury. President of the United States. So they said, comment. He said, you know, like I said, it must have been fake. We weren't friends at that time. Remember, allegations start coming out. It would be weird if Donald was friends with him at that point. Let's talk about the letters that are inside this birthday book. All these powerful men, including Donald Trump, are all saying similar things, okay? There's a common trend of them talking about that Vanity Fair article. They're saying, ooh, you dodged a bullet there, Jeffrey. There was something about to come out about you. Wild. And there's also a common trend of them alluding to understanding Jeffrey's preference in age.
I mean, in Trump's letter, there was literally a drawing of a woman's body on it.
There you go. Yeah. So they're saying, Donald Trump is basically saying, like, in his thing, he's like, we have the same interests. We have common interests. Like, they're all like doing this like little like sneaky, like little like giggle in the playground, like winking at each other type thing. But it's like super, super, super obvious. It's like they're not hiding these age preferences. It's like they thought that this birthday book would never come out. Rich and powerful men, you know, who gonna mess with us? Who gonna catch us? Who gonna this and that? Well, there you have it. They were very confident in their words. Again, powerful person said, I stopped that Vanity Fair article from coming out. He confident. He blatant in that. No one's gonna catch me. So people come out and say, Donald, you know, what's going on? Donald says, again, that letter is not mine. Look at the signature. The signature is very different. They're not very different. Like it's like, bro, Donald Trump be blowing my mind. I swear, Donald Trump and this be blowing my mind. Like, because the arguments that they say, like the stuff that they say is so rudimentary. It's so like simple.
Elementary.
Huh?
Very elementary.
Yeah, it's like they, and you know, I my guess is they're really going for a certain subset of people. Like, bless you. They're just trying to keep it simple for a subset of people. They don't care if everyone likes them and understands. They know they can't convince certain people. It's like something I learned like in marketing or something like that. There was like ads and stuff. They're not for you. Like, if you don't like ads, like commercials that pop up, you might be the type of person like myself. And, you know, I know for a fact my sister, when an ad pops up, we're not watching it. We're like, oh, dude, I don't care. Like, who cares? Right? Growing up, I thought, who on planet Earth would watch and enjoy an ad, blah, blah, blah. But it turns out they're not for you. That's like marketing like 101 you learned. They said, we're just shooting it out to 1 million people. If you don't like it, we don't care. We're trying to go for a specific person that says, ooh, I can buy that. Oh, I can use that. Same thing. So Donald Trump's arguments of that signature is not mine. Look at my signature today. Look at this signature on Jeffrey Epstein's letter. It has a long, elongated tail. I don't do that. Most people are going to be like, yo, what is this dude talking about? But some people...
I can't even say his voter base because...
Yeah, I don't even say that.
Yeah, even a lot of them are just like, all right,
yeah,
that's enough.
But that's the thing. He shoots out that one, and hopefully out of, let's say, for instance, 100 people that Donald Trump wants to keep, his voter base, he wants to keep like in the fold, 100 people, maybe 10 people say, you know what, that's not his signature. I believe you, Donald. He says, great. Give me another argument. I was never friends with him. 10 people say, okay, those pictures must be fake or something like that. He was never friends with them. Fine. That's 20 people. Great. They're like, I don't believe the signature thing, but I do believe, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So he's shooting out 1 million arguments and hoping he grabs a couple people, even though they all may sound ridiculous and stupid. he's still trying to catch a couple people. Here's a new one for you. Speaker Mike Johnson comes out and says, all right, y'all, I know y'all don't believe Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein weren't friends, so let me just tell you this. Donald Trump was an FBI informant.
I see.
This man says this on live television. Classic. On camera. Live television. On camera. Right? He right there. He can't say he did not say it. He said FBI informant. He says this because, now, this would be perfect. If people actually believe this would be the perfect story for Donald Trump. Because he says, remember, he was friends with him. He stopped being friends with him. But if he were an FBI informant, he can say, I was actually hanging out with him that entire time, but I had to lie to you guys and tell you that I wasn't friends, I wasn't hanging out, that wasn't my letter. I had to lie because I was an FBI informant. It was confidential. I couldn't tell y'all the truth. But now that it's come to this, I have to tell you I was an FBI informant trying to take down that villainous Jeffrey Epstein to save the world. I was all up in his crib. I was doing all of that for justice. That would be the perfect crime. If he can actually convince people that would be great. The problem is it's stupid and ridiculous and it doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Yeah, that actually literally makes no sense.
Right. For a trillion reasons that we're absolutely not going to get into here. But Speaker Johnson, he threw that one out, and he says that as like a little side comment in a sense. It's like he's saying that so he can retract it, if anything. It's like he knows, okay, this is ridiculous. Maybe some people will pull it. But, you know, if this becomes a big thing, he can just fall back on saying like, oh, what I meant was Jeffrey Epstein was an FBI informant. I mixed up the names. My bad. They've done this tactic before.
This type of incompetence makes me weary, honestly.
Yeah, they're trying anything. I think at this point they're pretty desperate because the story's not going away, as it shouldn't. I mean, this is a pretty big deal, would you not say? Think about it like this. They said Jeffrey Epstein was doing all that stuff on his own. They said by his lonesome. Nobody was with him. It was just Jeffrey. The birthday book comes out, and all of these powerful people are alluding to the fact that they know his preferences. When I say alluding, I really mean like they're pretty blatant in knowing. If you bring a jury, 12 folks, they probably say, okay, those people knew, you know.
Yeah, and it's really powerful people too.
Yeah,
like the UK ambassador is in there talking about best pal and all that. Like it's too hard to deny, and people are gonna keep wanting to know more and get curious. But would you? I guess if you were in the fold, like if you were, at what point?
Like a part of Donald Trump's team?
Yeah. Okay. At what point do you be like, all right, we have to release the files, or enough is enough, or do you just keep riding this until he's out of term and just hope it just kind of goes away?
I gotta ride until he's out of term. There ain't no way.
You trying to keep your job?
Girl, what am I supposed to say? Look, if Donald Trump is implicated in this at all, there's no saving grace. I gotta hide this to my dying day. I'm not gonna lie if I'm part of Donald Trump's team.
That's
now, the
fair.
thing is, the thing about Xevi, he a little moral, he a little soft. So if I was really, 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 really in it, I'd be the snitch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would opt out on Donald. It don't matter how locked in I am. It don't matter how much I'm getting paid. These types of allegations, hell no. Like, you know how I feel about that. No way I would leave. I might even opt out on Donald. I'd be like, Donald, you want my advice? You trust me. If I was you, I would go out there and say, I did all of it. He'd be like, wait a second. Hold on.
Bro.
Hold on, Xevi. Hold
just
on.
say it now.
Hold on. I said, no. Trust me. This is the strategy. If you go out there and you say it now, I'll show you phase 2 when we get to phase 2. But trust me, if you, boy, as soon as that boy snitch himself out, get locked up, I'd be like, damn, I really thought that would work, dog. Pay me my severance check and we good. Like,
bro.
Stop it. No, I'm opting out. I'm opting out.
Just call me Gunna, honestly. I'll be right up in there.
He said, call me Gunna. It's crazy.
Bro, I'll tell everybody everything they want to know, actually. Hand deliver the book.
And I'm shiesty too. I'm telling below key. You know what I'm saying? I need to stay in the fold. I need to stay in the team so I could tell some more.
Telling stuff they didn't even ask.
No, I'm not telling just once. I'm telling twice, 3 times, 4 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the crew. I'm like, who told? Which one of y'all flatfoots told? Lily livered folks, which one of y'all told? Whole time it's me. Stop it.
Lily livered.
I'm snitching. Anywho. Speaking of snitching, actually this had nothing to do with snitching, but you know, I needed a transition there.
I think Snoop Dogg's the FBI informant.
What?
That's just my personal opinions.
An FBI informant in general, or the FBI informant for Donald Trump's thing?
An FBI informant in general.
Why?
My own personal opinions.
You can't just say things. This is the perfect example of why Megan Thee Stallion is suing somebody named Milagro Graham. Snoop, don't sue my sister. Milagro Grams is a YouTuber who's being sued by Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, y'all know that whole thing. Now, during that whole process, YouTuber Milagro Grams is saying, I don't believe Megan. Okay. A lot of people are saying they don't believe Megan. But why this person, Milagro Grams, is being sued specifically is she took things to another level, okay? When you start getting too malicious, when you start getting heinous, and when you start just really talking out your ass, that is when, you know, that defamation lawsuit can hit hard. Milagro saying stuff like, matter of fact, Amanda, can you look up some of the stuff Milagro is saying so we can get like a better picture?
So Milagro Grams, she's being sued for intentionally causing Megan emotional distress by cyberstalking, promoting, and sharing deep fake explicit material about Megan.
Yeah.
In addition to questioning if she was actually assaulted. And all this was on behalf of Tory Lanez.
Okay. So they're allegedly saying like this is on behalf of Tory Lanez, and they have like text messages or something like that. Yeah,
they're calling her a puppet for Tory Lanez because during and after the trial, she was live streaming. She was like constantly kind of like repeating things that he would say and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So she's just taking things too far in their words. Like they're saying like, you know, people are saying, okay, Megan's lying. But they're like, Milagro Grams, on the other hand, though, she's releasing deep fake photos.
Videos.
She's releasing deep fake videos. You know, she's saying she's lying to a whole nother scale, you know, like she's very, very invested in making a human being's life more difficult. Okay?
Yeah, intentionally causing emotional distress.
Yeah, so that's when you can like sue somebody. People might come out and say, look, hey, no, it's a celebrity. I've seen arguments where people saying celebrities, they sign up for this in a sense. But let's just like say, for example, paparazzi taking pictures of Justin Bieber wherever he goes, and Justin Bieber going to court. The judge would probably say, no, Justin, you know, it's paparazzi and this and that. But let's say a paparazzi member follows Justin to his house, walks in his front door, sits in Justin Bieber's dinner table and starts taking pictures there. Oh, you're making my life difficult. You're doing too much. You're moving too much. Let's say they keep releasing pictures every single day. They start following your kid to school and all that. That's when you start leaning towards that line of more difficult. And here's the tough part about these types of lawsuits. They start bleeding into opinion, subjectivity, okay? Because how far is too far? Cardi B and Tasha K. Cardi B sues somebody named Tasha K for... A YouTuber named Tasha K for similar things, making Cardi B's life more difficult in a sense, okay? Cardi B's a celebrity, so multiple people will probably come out and say this and that about Cardi B. But this person, Tasha K, big platform, first of all. Second of all, they're saying Cardi B does drugs. Cardi B has such and such diseases, okay? When that person has a big enough platform and they keep going on and on and on and on about it, you start to make Cardi B's life more difficult. You start to affect her dollars a little bit. What if this emotionally affects Cardi B and she can't do a show? That's $1 million show. Who gonna pay me my $1 million? Toughen up, Cardi B. Nah, it ain't like that, because this person is doing this every single day. You might have fans that say, I want to like Cardi B, but she does drugs. Not cool. Now, if Cardi B did do those drugs, if Cardi B, if what Tasha K is saying is true about Cardi B and Tasha K has absolute proof and showing the absolute proof, Tasha K is good. But it hinges on Tasha K has a big platform. Tasha K is making Cardi B's life very difficult, messing with her dollars. And what Tasha K is saying, she has no proof. So Cardi B sues Tasha K. Tasha K says, man, freedom of speech. Did that? The judge said freedom of speech. You right. And I'm free to speak too. Give Cardi B $1.2 million. Okay. Now, like I said, these cases, though, are difficult. Subjectivity. Rick Ross. Okay. Rick Ross gets sued by another man named Rick Ross, the original Rick Ross. Matter of fact, man, do me a favor. Look up Rick Ross's real name, the rapper Rick Ross's real name. There's a man named Freeway Rick Ross that the rapper Rick Ross basically takes his whole persona. In fact, this is what Freeway Rick Ross sues Rick Ross for. I see you smiling. What's his name?
William Leonard Roberts II.
There you go. So you see, you're not finna be William Leonard Roberts II saying, I'm a boss.
I'm a boss.
I don't know about that. So he said, look, I'm gonna just call myself Rick Ross, and that'll be that. Now, if Freeway Rick Ross says that guy's name is Rick Ross, my name is Rick Ross, I'm suing him. They go to a judge. Judge is probably gonna say he can do whatever he wants. He just took your name, it's all good. But we go pop up a picture here. Where it starts going a little too far is Rick Ross's whole persona starts seeming very similar to Freeway Rick Ross, original Rick Ross. He got the same beard. He got the same bald head. He got a similar story. So Freeway Rick Ross basically says he's taking my whole life. I can't be me. People think I'm copying him. He's ruining my life. So
William Rick Ross, right, was a corrections officer, I believe.
There you go. So now we have a case. So it gets to a point where Rick Ross has to admit in front of a judge, yes, I am absolutely doing all this. I'm capping. But in this case, in the judge's opinion, Rick Ross, the rapper, could do that. He said, that's fine. Your life is not being ruined enough, Freeway Rick Ross. Like, you're still living your life. You're still doing, what you got to do. All you're doing is taking your name, identity. I mean, nobody's going to technically confuse the two of you. So it's all good. So basically my point is a lot of this is subjectivity. It's tough to say whether somebody would win or lose these cases. Now, a big factor as to whether somebody would win or lose these cases is your lawyer. And their arguments. Megan Thee Stallion is backed by Roc Nation. Roc Nation, for those of you that don't know, owned by Jay-Z, one of the richest men on the planet. So Megan Thee Stallion's lawyers, they're like that. Which brings me back to remembering what the whole point of the story was. Girl, we talking about Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro Graham. That's crazy. That's a wild detour.
Yes.
Anywho, so Megan Thee Stallion got locked in lawyers really good. She's suing Milagro Grams. Now, during this lawsuit, listen to this next part closely. They can do these things called depositions. Okay. Amanda, look up exactly what a deposition is. You watch a lot of law shows, so you probably know, but let's get an exact definition.
So a deposition is the sworn out of court testimony of a witness or party in a legal case taken during the discovery phase to gather information and evidence for a trial.
Yeah. When that lawyer is like yelling at a person like on the stand, but they're doing it outside to get more information on the case. Now they can do this to anybody that can help provide more information on the case. You give them a subpoena, you serve them, and you say, pull up to the office, or we pull up to you, or whatever, and we're going to ask you a couple questions. Okay. During this lawsuit, Megan Thee Stallion is suing Milagro Grams. They decide to subpoena Adin Ross. Okay. Akademiks also got a subpoena, but this might be for another case. That's not revealed. It might be for the Milagro-Grams case to get more information, or it might be for another case. But regardless, Adin Ross gets a subpoena. But before he received that subpoena, he was dodging it, because for somebody to serve you, you have to receive the serve. You have to receive that subpoena, and they have to confirm that you got it. So Adin Ross dodging it. He's not accepting the letter, all that. A mariachi band pulls up to Adin Ross's crib. Now, Adin Ross is a streamer. So goofy stuff and crazy stuff happens to him all the time. And he's thinking that his chat sends him that mariachi band to bother him. He's like, oh my gosh, chat, you guys are tripping. So he goes outside, mariachi band playing their music, and they say, you've been served. He said, damn, them folk got me. Yeah, so
yeah. Giving Looney Tunes.
It's wild. That, bro, you know what's crazy though? That means like Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer team, that Rock Nation law team, is thinking next level. They get paid the big bucks for a reason.
Yeah.
They watched the tape on bro. They watched the tape on Adin. They did the research. They said, what's gonna get bro outside? Like he Wile E. Coyote and
that's what I'm saying.
What? Like Tom and Jerry and them, they put the cheese outside the thing. And they caught that one in the trap with a mariachi band. He said, oh yeah, they got him. You know, so meaning he did receive did receive the subpoena. He has been served, and he must do a deposition. That being said, this deposition again is regarding the Milagro-Grams case. What they will be asking Adin Ross, I don't know. But I watched Akademiks speak about this because he was served as well. And Akademiks believes why they're being pulled into depositions and all that is to make their lives more difficult, because they, along with Milagro-Grams, heavily scrutinize and comment on Megan Thee Stallion. They probably don't have a case on Akademiks and Adin Ross. They might, or they might just feel like they might not feel like pursuing it. But they definitely, again, have one on Milagro-Grams. But Akademiks, Adin Ross, they might have just decided, we're gonna sue Milagro-Grams, and we're just going to bother Akademiks and Adin Ross to a point where they better just stop talking about Megan Thee Stallion. This is Akademiks' speculation, okay? It's kind of like how when Jay-Z was getting sued along with Diddy, if you guys remember, he was getting sued along with Diddy for doing something inappropriate, allegedly. Allegedly, Jay-Z is sending his lawyers to bother this person, to harass this person that is suing him, to a point where they just say, okay, we're going to stop suing you. Okay. So in Akademiks' mind, they pull him into a deposition for 7 hours, 8 hours, just asking him questions. Just, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? He goes home. They call him up again and say, we weren't satisfied about this question. We got to pull you into another deposition. So he's thinking, all right, we're just going through, in his words, torture, because we're speaking about Megan Thee Stallion in this light. They might not have a case, so they're just going to bug us into submission, bother us into submission. So Adin Ross is going to have to go through that as well. All that, yeah.
Oh, no, that's just music to my ears. I hope she takes every penny they all have.
Oh, word? Like
I don't even leave 1 cent on that Bank of America account.
Damn.
Not even a cent.
I don't know if she's suing Akademiks and Adin Ross for monetary gain. Some reports say that she is, but listening to Akademiks and Adin Ross speak about it, it does not seem so. And if I had to guess, because the thing is, why it's so confusing is because this whole thing is shrouded in mystery. They technically do have cases, because Adin Ross has said things that may border malicious, things that he doesn't have proof on. So they do have a case on him. It's just whether they're willing to pursue that case or not. But I do believe that, again, it's just Milagro-Grams is the only one being sued. Adin Ross, Akademiks are just being subpoenaed and pulled into depositions, not them being sued themselves. But that's wild stuff though. If you was a judge though, man, if you was a judge, Who would you lean towards? Would you lean towards Milagro Grams or would you lean towards Megan Stallion? Never mind. You're a huge Megan Stallion fan. I don't even gotta ask you. You think you could be unbiased though if you was a judge? Matter of fact, let me ask you a whole nother question. If it was me, does it matter what I'm suing somebody for? Are you gonna side with me or no?
Yeah, I would.
It would matter?
No,
Okay.
I mean, it's not gonna matter. I mean, like, I'm gonna assume they must have did something to make you act like that.
I'm snitching. No, I'm just y'all, that's real fam. That's real fam. I'm not gonna lie because you know I pride myself in fairness. But Lord, I'm gonna heavily skew in your direction. Lord, they gotta say something crazy. Like you must have done something absolutely insane. And even on top of that, I'll be like, Menda to my chambers. Pull you in. Like, girl, what happened? You did what they say you did. You did that.
God's still working on me, so I don't know. But
we have to talk about it first. I'm like, what? Come on. Like, did they got you on camera or anything like that? If you say no and this and that, you might be good. We might have to walk out, and I might have to do I'm not gonna lie, but I might have to do something like that in the law. Look, the law states if you don't have her on camera, all I gotta do is follow the law. I'm just the arbiter of the law. The law states you guys don't have her on camera, you must acquit. You must have quit. Wink, wink.
I appreciate that.
I got you. I'm gonna skirt the law for you.
I mean, you really are on that fair shit. So,
bro, come on, bro. What are we? We're animals if we're not.
So I feel like it's like I don't know, 80-20, but
nah. It's more like 99-1%. Like, cause the thing is, you'd have to do something. If you do something insane, if you do something insane, like what can I say for certain things, bro? It's like, bro, if you somebody, what you want me to do? If we go to my chamber, then you're like, yeah, I did it, but they got me mad, girl.
I mean, maybe ask why.
But I'm saying like. I might even still let you slide. I'm not gonna lie, but if they catch you on camera, then you on your own. At this point, you stupid. It's you, and I expect you to do the same thing for me. Because if you let me go and somebody else on camera, I'm a snitch on myself. I'll be like, Your Honor, Your Honor's lying. We both gotta go to jail.
That's fair.
Lock us both out. Stop it.
We can both go at that point. I don't know.
Oh my days.
I would just have to recuse myself, honestly.
Oh my goodness. Real one. Anywho, dang, we can stop right there though. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I never know what to say at the end of these, really. All right. I'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.